I want to talk about Jameis Winston. We had a few issues this offseason, and you talked about it. He had a 3-game baseball suspension because of an incident over crab legs at a local supermarket. You said that was fine, but do you think that he's grown from this incident?
I think he is. I think Jameis, the thing about him, the greatest thing that people don't understand is how intelligent he is. He's an extremely intelligent young man. He educates himself, he learns from things, and he doesn't repeat things. And I think that's a great attribute of his, and I think we'll be fine going forward.
You know, I look at you guys right now, and that was a sensational performance on his part. But as you reflect on that national championship game, what do you take away from it that carries into this season, other than the fact that you won?
Well, I mean, there's nothing, the confidence that comes with winning, there's nothing like it. I mean, it makes, but it lets you know you can overcome things. Like they said, you know, what would you do if you had to play a close game? What would you do if you had to play a physical game? What would you do if you had to come from behind? I mean, no matter what the circumstances were, I think that team last year overcame those things. I think how we kept our poise and were able to do it. And I think those things, we've taken a lot of time this offseason to study the things we did well. Not just everybody talks about the mistakes and things you do poorly. We spent more time on the things we did well so we could repeat them so we can continue that performance next year.
So Jameis was special the last 5 minutes of that championship game. Project for us, how good can he ultimately be in pro football in your eyes?
Because we run a pro system.
Yep.
He's declaring mics, he's changing protections, he's sighting, he's hotting. I've never been around a guy that can process information that quickly. Whew. And that's, to me, it's all about decision-making and accuracy and winning from the pocket. And the thing about him, once you put it in that computer, once you say it to him one time, it may come up 4 weeks later. He remembers it. He can process, and that's why I think he's going to be built for the pro game. He can, and the other thing he does when he throws the football, he doesn't have to see a guy open. He can anticipate him open. And you know up there at that level, that's what it's about. Quickening your hands, adjusting air on the ball, making it get out quicker. And those are things that you can coach all you want and work on, but you either have them or you don't. And he has those special gifts. I think he's built for the NFL.
Whew. Do you like him playing baseball?
I love him.
Well, how could you love it?
I love baseball.
I mean, I understand that, but that's kind of, I mean, I know it's obviously not football, it's not violent, but it is somewhat of a distraction.
No, because I think baseball helps him as a quarterback.
Please tell me how.
Baseball is a game of failure. Baseball is a much greater game of failure, and you have to process and go right back. It's a whole different mindset. Anytime you're competing in any sport, I think it's good because it teaches. But what baseball teaches you is how to overcome adversity, how to fail and fail and fail, and still be able to perform. And I think as a quarterback, you're going to have. I don't care how good you are. There's going to be bad moments. There's going to be situations. I think baseball, and it slows it down for him. I think it's helped him become a better quarterback.
So how strongly do you believe you will get to coach this young man for 2 more years?
I mean, I do that was the conversation we originally had. What people don't understand about him and his family, education is extremely critical. This guy is a very good student. I mean, getting a college degree is very important to him and his family. Now, could there be circumstances that take him away? Yes, and I understand that. But I feel very good because that was the original plan. That's the things that we have talked about. And you know, and now with these the new things that go on in sports as far as how you're insured, just like he is, it's not just the injury. It's also, if you projected at a draft and you go down and that money is still guaranteed to you, to me, that's the greatest thing that's going on in college sports today because it keeps kids in school because they all want to leave for the money. If I know that money is guaranteed, it's called loss of value, then I can get a college degree knowing that my money's still there and let him develop. For a quarterback, I think is very critical for the NFL. I think the more college you get, the better it is.
One question about you. I know you recommitted to your diet and your exercise. And you dropped, what do you say, like 40 pounds? 35 pounds? And this is something dear to our hearts. I'm a fitness fanatic. This man is getting there.
I'm getting there.
Back.
It's a long way off.
I used to be. I'm getting back.
But I saw a great quote from you. You said, when you're lighter, you feel mentally sharper, right?
No doubt.
Okay, can you explain?
I think your energy level, again, your self-confidence about who you are, and the workload it coaches, what we don't take for granted, we take for granted is our health. And health is in life. And that's what I've learned with my youngest son. I mean, health is the greatest thing we have in our world, and we take it for granted. And as a coach, we're bad about that. And I made a commitment to myself that I wanted to do that because I wanted to help me be a better father, better husband, and a better coach to have the energy level to be able to do it. And there is no doubt my energy level and my mind and the sharpness of my mind is a lot better now.
You bring up all, you know, you being a coach, being a family man, a parent, a husband, etc. What's the biggest inspiration to you in terms of improving your health? Is it being, I'm asking that question because sometimes somebody that's a bit older, they're around young kids that are obviously in shape, and that could be the biggest source of inspiration more so than anything else. I'm wondering how.
It's hard to preach it when you don't do it. But two is, I want to be around for my family. I want to watch my kids grow. I want to see my grandkids. I want them to see a great example of what to do and how to do it. And my own family. And my wife. My wife's a health nut. She's in tremendous shape. And, like I say, without her, I'd never be able to do the things I do. There's no doubt. She runs everything. I just go
Don't
work.
we always?
Hey, she's the key to everything. She allows me to do everything. But you know, I want to be around for my family. And when I lost my father at a young age, and when he was young, and I missed that. He never got to see his grandkids, and I think about that. That makes a difference to me.
So do you agree you should be favored to win it all again this year?
I have no problem with that.
No problem.
See, the thing about us, everybody talks about Jameis, and he is our definite, he's the best player in college football, in my opinion. There's no doubt.
Right.
We're much more than Jameis Winston. I think we have an outstanding offensive line. We have the tight end. We have Rashad Green, who could be the all-time leading receiver in Florida State history. And you go back and think of that statement. We have great tailbacks. We have two corners, and we have a defense that's in the tops in the country. We have the best kicker. Great returners. We're much more. I mean, I do. I'm very confident in our team. I believe in our team. And now, we have to not dwell in the past, learn from the past, and go to the future. But I love the attitude of our team and our habits we've created.
Curious to how good it felt for you to win the national championship, not just because you're at Florida State, but because you're not an SEC school, because every time somebody's talking about football, it's like it's the SEC and everybody else.
I coached in the SEC for 13 years. I was at Auburn for 6, LSU. We won national championship. We won, and it's great. And it is a great league. But other people play out there, too. In Florida State, we don't have to back up to anybody. And we've always felt that way. And we've had great tradition, great history, and we have a great future. And it is rewarding to break a streak. It is rewarding to say, that, you know, hey, take notice. We play ball over here, too. And I think we're going to be here for a while.